There we go. And then I still need to blank out the game stuff. Blank out and save points. There it goes. Okay. Oh, and then I've got everyone in the wrong boxes. There we go. Okay. Okay. You guys ready for the countdown? Ready to start the show?
Oh, yes.
I suppose so.
Okay. David?
I'm sorry, yes.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? It is Game That Tune, and we are back in the house once again. It's ya boy, John Harrington. Here we got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We've got David Fleming. Say hey.
And a fine evening to you all.
You can say that too. Yeah, and we've got the Game That Tune champion, Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
Hey, Jesse. How are you, man?
I'm
Great.
sorry, are we not doing Irish accents for St. Patrick's Day? I thought we discussed this.
David, you never reference the holiday before you properly introduce it. People are going to think you're some kind of crazy person when they listen to this podcast.
Oh, okay, all right.
You madman! What do you know? What sense does that accent make next week? None, David. None.
Or
But keep
I'm
working. Keep
David's
working on it. We'll get it right.
maybe next week Dave's just Irish now.
Oh God, yeah.
So
That's
your
a
new
good,
gimmick?
yeah, good gimmick for the rest of the show. You know, for the foreseeable future, David has become Irish.
It is
Watch
so
out, Johnny.
unfortunate
He's
that-
Irish.
That's
Irish
Irish is the one accent I can't do, and now I have to be Irish for the rest of the show.
yeah. It is.
Oh, blimey.
There you go. See, you're getting there already, man. Nothing offensive about this. Just go watch The Departed, David. So yeah, this is a Game That Tune. The video game music guess the game show. We're gonna listen to some tunes, try and guess each other's games based on the trivia. Gonna goof off and have a lot of fun. The winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode, plays some bonus tunes, and I was your winner last week. And you know, guys, I was thinking, since we've never in the history of this show gotten together to record and do a live show on St. Patrick's Day, it was time to do a full St. Patrick's Day theme. I definitely thought about that at the time of last week's recording when I picked the theme of games with rockets.
Oh, so it's like, you know how Northern Ireland and
Do they use rocket launchers?
I think so.
Rocket launchers.
I think they do.
It's because of the
It's
colors
fucked
of
up.
the Irish flag. White is the color of the steel rocket, green is the color of the earth, and then orange is the color of the flame as the rocket leaves the earth.
That must be it. Yeah, you know, it's mostly going to be games featuring the Irish space program. You know, what a prolific space program they have over there.
That's my favorite drink, the Irish Space Program.
God, that's a drink we should fucking invent. You know, no more of this car bomb stuff that we're not, you know, gonna make happen anymore. We're gonna do the Irish Space Program. It's gonna be
It's just the same drink. We just
it's
call it
got
the
3
Irish
shots.
Space Program.
right, exactly. But you know, but also it's got to get you high. So like you got to take a big bong rip and then do a car bomb. You know, that's your Irish Space Program.
Or no.
Maybe it's a-
You
it's-
put the Irish car bomb in the bong, and then you smoke the bowl with
Oh,
that
you
in the
pull
bong water.
you pull a bong
then
rip
you
through an
drink
Irish
it.
car bomb. Oh, that's disgusting.
I was going to say, no,
God.
the Irish space program is just a pint of Guinness with a shot of bong water poured into it.
Oh no, that's bad.
David, clearly you don't drink enough bong water. You would know how disgusting that is.
Does anybody,
Gross.
Does anybody drink enough bong water?
I have in my days. It's
know-
been a minute.
You know when you take like a really tough rip and you get some in your mouth, and it's like it's already in there. You know what are you gonna do?
just deal with it, baby.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, so yeah, the theme has nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day. You know, Johnny's got his green beer. I've got my rugby jersey. Jesse doesn't feel festive at all, and David is attempting to Irishify himself. But we're going to be talking about games with rockets, so rocket launchers, spaceships. Pretty much that's your two things. Games with rocket propelled grenades and spaceships.
Whoa, wait. I thought this was about games featuring Rocket Ishmael.
Wow. Of all the obscure sports references, damn, dude, that is aimed at like a certain 90s kid.
I knew you would know who he was.
Man. Okay, yeah. So it's going to be mostly Madden games from the 90s.
He plays the Vikings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, strictly plays the Vikings. Oh, God. I love that. Yeah. It could be games featuring those
Warren
awful
Moon,
skateboarding
baby!
kids. Yeah. Warren Moon was a good one. He wasn't called the Rocket.
No, but I think he joined the Vikings when Rocket Ishmael was still playing with them.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Warren Moon's career confuses me. That Canadian playing motherfucker. But I was gonna say also it could be fucking Rocket Power from Nicktoons. There was a game. I looked it up. I decided not to use it. But one of you guys might have used it. And yes, Pokemon was requested several times over. There's some prolific team of gangsters that continues to show up in those games.
Oh, Team Galactic.
Right. Team Flare, of course. Flare is, vaguely like a rocket. I think we got a wide range of outcomes possible on tonight's show. Mostly games involving rocket launchers in space. Just saying.
Space.
Thank you. And I think we got to jump into it, man. We got 5 fantastic games. We got a great fan request, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. So everybody, everybody in podcasts, know that on camera right now we are all lining up 5 Irish space programs, and I think if you're gonna listen to this properly, you should do them along with us. So, spread the beer out and pour the bong water in, and we're just gonna, we're gonna take one every minute or so until we run out. So let's start really getting fucking crazy on this St. Patrick's Day edition, on a rocket to the moon, baby. Johnny, start game 1.
Game 1.
kerran runon lausui hän. Mysteerin sen syövereissä vietti elämän. Alla synkän valtameren varjois vaeltaa. Etsii tietä valon luokse armaan ainiaan. Yksin sankar yön syvemmälle matkaa pois. Se taakka hänen harteillaan kuin lupaus aina ois. Täs pelissä tää narri lyödään maahan aina vaan hetki kuolos lepo suodaan jo takas kutsutaan. Aika särkyy ikuisuuteen, laukaus kajahtaa. Ei onnellista loppua hän kohtaa milloinkaan. Niin monta kertaa kerrottu tää tarina jo on. Sankarilla 1000 kasvoo, polku lohduton. Yksin sankar yön syvemmälle matkaa pois. Se taakka hänen harteillaan kuin lupaus aina ois. Täs pelissä tää narri lyödään maahan aina vaan hetki kuolos lepo suodaan jo takas kutsutaan. Täs pelissä tää narri lyödään maahan aina vaan hetki kuolos lepo suodaan jo takas kutsutaan.
All right. Certain areas of this game feature full motion video sequences. A lot of them are the scientist guy explaining, weird stuff. There's also a fictional puppet show that you can find videos of.
But she turned up just the same. There was a knock on the door, a thump on the floor, and the party turned insane as she called out her name. And she walked in looking like dynamite. She said, now come along and boogaloo through the night. And by the way she's moving, well, dynamite, might she not? With all she's got the whole town lighting up dynamite. Nobody quite knowing what to do, wrong or right, but they all know Jessie is dynamite. They're right.
Oh man, that song is good. So what you guys got? How you feeling?
Pretty good. Really
Pretty
good.
good. Yeah.
Can't
Awesome.
find my dang stylus.
I had a
That's-
guess, and
that's
I'm glad
important.
that I didn't go for this game if it's right.
Now, if you
Oh.
ask me how well do you think I did, that's a different story. But I'm
Oh, no,
feeling great.
I think you drew something great.
I wouldn't say
So-
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm feeling as good as I can. I chugged a Guinness in
God
that first
damn
song.
it, Johnny, you suck. That's a shitty smiley face. John says D's nuts, and David says Kerbal Space Program. No, it is none of those games or drawings.
Not that drawing.
This game is called Control, and this game is fucking really fucking cool. Really fucking cool.
Did you
Like-
stream this game recently?
Yes, I did.
God damn it, John. pay
damn
attention.
Oh,
Ugh.
I gotta pay attention to those notifications. To, like, write it down. Like,
Yeah, you really gotta start paying attention to that.
Like, I feel like this game should be like we should just forget about Half-Life 3. It's not going to happen. So I think this game is the same kind of weird Half-Life weirdness, but better, because it's all about
Oh.
like scientists accidentally opening a portal to some other place and like things getting out, and of course the scientists not quite knowing how to deal with it, and the government gets involved and all that fun stuff. Like you play as this lady named Jessie, and eventually you get like telekinetic powers and stuff, so you can just like rip rocks out of the walls and chuck them at people. Whenever like enemies fire rockets at you, you can use your telekinesis to grab the rocket and just be like, "Nah, it's going this way now," and then throw the rocket back at them, which
Dope.
is really fucking fun.
Super
And-
dope.
And let's see, you have this gun that you can it transforms into different types of guns. It's weird. Like it starts out with just like a pistol, but then you can mod it so it like turns into like a shotgun type weapon. Then you can mod it so it's like a machine gun type weapon. And
Is
then
it like that gun that Mo uses on that episode of Simpsons?
Kinda.
A couple modifications. You can turn one gun into 5 guns.
Yeah, that guy.
I was just gonna say, it's like you have this gun that becomes other guns. Go on.
Yeah. Evolution gun? Fuck yeah.
But like the whole time.
I keep thinking about an evolution gun, like all of a sudden your gun has a mutation, so now
Yeah.
your gun is psychic.
Right?
It's
Your
like
gun
all of
grows
a
a
sudden-
thumb.
all of a sudden the X-Men have a new member. Gun.
Just a gun. Yeah.
Isn't that Cable?
Pretty much.
Eh,
True. Yeah.
Yeah, if we want to get right down to it.
So
God, Cable's dope. Is
He's
Cable in
pretty
this
cool.
game?
no,
it's
no,
it's Control, not
Control.
Cable.
Yeah, no, you're close.
Could be a Cable game though.
It's got this like weird like it just like feels like weird, and I'm trying to think, like kind of X-Filesy. Like there's just always something just strange going on. Like you're looking for these objects of power, and like some of them's like you find like a wooden horse, and for some reason when you get like close to like the wooden horse, you like get sucked into this like alternate world where you learn this power, and it's really cool. The different powers. You get this like shield of like just broken stuff around, like with your telekinesis, and then you can like level it up so it like throws at you at the enemies. Eventually, you can pick up enemies with the telekinesis and stuff. You're constantly picking up weird files and stuff that you can read. There's one, and like a lot of them have like their government papers, so like lots of them are like blacked out, and so if you just like read the stuff that isn't blacked out, it's like shark, and then blank 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 escaped blank 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 blank.
Oh great. And then a shark comes crashing through the window.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen a shark yet, but there's some crazy stuff when you read. It's a really like just cool game. I think it came out 2019, and
Word.
it was a lot of like on a lot of people's short lists for game of the year, and It's really cool and weird. And yeah, 2020. Okay.
I was just laughing to myself when you're talking about like, yeah, you come to this wooden horse, and the closer you get to it, it's like a whole shit ton of like Roman soldiers come out of it and
No,
fuck you up.
that'd be crazy.
I mean, I was gonna ask, how do
Trojan
you feel
soldiers,
about
I'm sorry.
how do you feel about the thing where you have to read things in games and get little extra bits of lore just to like color in the world? You dig on that stuff? Like if you're playing a Fallout game, you reading all the fucking computers and things like that, or
So
is that-
it
am I the only one that does that?
it depends on the game.
Right.
Like if I'm playing an Elder Scrolls, I'm not reading any of those fucking books.
Turns
Like-
out they just wrote complete books.
like yeah, there's some of them. They're like 20 pages. I'm like, fuck that. I want to go kill skeletons.
I'll
you know?
read. when I find a book titled like The Lusty Barmaid or whatever, I will read that.
Well, yeah, that's
Johnny will read
I'll
fucking
read
the articles of an in-game Playboy, but he won't fucking read anything else.
I'll read the in-game smut. Absolutely.
yeah.
The penthouse forum of the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What are the books that we have here? Like Elder Scrolls War and Peace? No. Elder Scroll Lady Chatterley's Lover. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, bingo. Oh God. Johnny strictly reads just like the porn catalogs of the Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
73-year-old adventurer who still can get it hard, huh? Well, I have to read that.
Although I'm wondering, like, because the Elder Scrolls are in like this medieval fantasy, would their concept of nudity be like showing ankles and bare shoulders, or
No, David, that's Victorian.
David, I think they had sex back then, or
Yeah,
in whatever dimension they're in.
I feel like in the Victorian areas when they got real repressed. I think before that they actually did get naked all the time. Like that was. like,
I mean,
What a time it
Victorians
was.
got kinky. They just didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
a lot
None
of
of that
them,
has anything to do with control.
yeah, a
I
lot
was
of
going to say I've read a good amount of Victorian smut, but that's not really applicable right here.
yeah, a lot of the pages and stuff you get are only like 1 or 2 pages long. So
I can deal
I'm-
with that.
I've been reading most of them, and then you get like cool like VHS tapes and stuff that you could watch like more extended, which is really cool that they have full motion video in this game. And like the scientist dude, Darling, he's kind of like this like quirky dude, and that song is at the end is him and his scientist doing a cover of that song that I guess it's a real song. I've never heard it before, but they do a cover of it. And so the scientist dude, he's pretty funny. And then there's this like weird like puppet show you find, and that thing is weird. Like one of the puppets seems like a weird like puppet type person, and the other one is like talking about all this existential stuff, and it's like kind of dark, and they might possibly have lived in this. It's called the old house or the oldest house, and it's really weird conspiracy fun stuff. A lot of like floating bodies everywhere, and it's just got the cool like eerie. It's a cool ass game.
I'll have to check this out.
Sounds
and
cool.
slash
Into it.
look up your replay of it, like because that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
And
Johnny,
that,
you really got to start paying attention to the things Jesse does on
Yeah.
stream.
that last
And-
song was a bop, man. That was so good.
And like it's it feels a lot like I'm trying to think a Jedi Force Unleashed with the Force powers because you can like just grab everything in this game and throw it with telekinesis pretty much.
Ooh,
Like-
nice.
Just and stuff that like if you throw like a fire extinguisher and it hits a wall, like puff of like fire extinguisher smoke pops out and disorients the enemies and stuff. So like depending on what you're throwing at people, there's different effects too. So like it's got some just nice little touches that make the game just that much cooler.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I don't know why none of us
Okay.
have anything else to say.
It's very creepy.
Game 2.
Just time to move on, I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
So this game is in high definition and runs at 60 frames per second. However, the animations were purposefully made with a low frame rate to give the game a claymation stop motion appearance.
David.
John, you feeling confident there, or?
I don't know if it's the 2 Guinnesses I've chugged or the music, but I'm feeling great right about now.
All right, well, let's.
If I'm
see
right,
those.
prepare to be scolded.
I made a point to check the list of games that we've used so far, and this is not on there. So,
Oh, I'm sure it's not. That's the source of my scolding.
oh, okay. You- J- So Jesse says Kirby Star Allies. Incorrect, because we've used that before. John Regan says Cuckoo Cachoo Curbs.
Kirby. No, because that's a Y
Oh.
at the end.
Johnny,
Okay.
work on your fucking handwriting, man. I
Cuckoo
know we're all in our
Cachoo
30s, but like fix it.
Kirby. We'll check with the judges. And John Harrington says Kirby Wii U Clay Thing. I guess
Is that a
that's
Zappa
correct.
album?
I guess that's correct.
Is it like
No, that's
goddamn right?
This is Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, the claymation styled Kirby game released for the Wii U.
Yeah. Man.
cool.
Yep. Thank you for the trivia about it being HD, 60 frames per second, blah blah. I'm like, oh, that's all well and good because I could hear the Kirby melodies in my head, and I was like, David wouldn't dare bring another Kirby game on the show. Not when we've been on such a Kirby bender on the show. Like, I know that as a podcast we've underutilized the Kirby series, but like, I would now argue in the last several episodes we're experiencing like oversaturation of Kirby, David.
Have
That's
we?
not a thing. Hard disagree. Now,
You know,
This is the third Kirby game that we've used in 5 episodes.
keep in mind, I don't remember anything from previous episodes. Like, it's always a blank slate every week. So this is always fresh to me. Like,
Yeah. Episode 233, I picked Epic Yarn. Episode 2,
that's
fucking 36, David picked Star Allies. Here we are 3 episodes later, excuse me. So yeah, whatever. Three Kirby games in 6 weeks. I feel like we're pushing ourselves to the Kirby limit here.
I mean, he's pretty delightful. Like,
That's the thing. He's great.
I mean, I
And we
like how
spaced it out so well. Kirby's so good and so iconic, and the music is so good. And we've we've used it so sparingly. He's the top of the FGM food guide pyramid. Like, we've barely used Kirby.
I like how you decided to give me like a firm scolding about we used to get a Kirby game 3 weeks ago. What the fuck is your problem?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So guys,
I realize I
can
haven't
we do
updated my spreadsheet, but whatever. Like, and
Can
I
we
mean,
do-
prior to that's thing, we'd use Kirby remarkably sparingly. Pop quiz, David. How long ago did you use Kirby Planet Robobot?
Oh, what episode? This is episode 238,
239.
239. I feel like it's gotta be. I want to say like
Think milestone numbers.
150.
No, we used Kirby Planet Robobot 100 episodes ago in Game Tune 139.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay.
Oh, so it's the 100th episode anniversary of Kirby.
It's the
Robobot.
100 anniversary. It's the 100 Kirby anniversary.
Yeah.
Congrats, Kirby.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah,
more
and see,
reason
it would have been great if we hadn't used Kirby games 3 out of the last couple of weeks. Like if this had been the valiant return of Kirby
No,
after
no.
100
It was a
lost
celebration.
episodes.
No, John,
see,
that was
that's-
called. Those previous episodes are called vamping for this one. Okay, that was all a prologued vamping process, so we could celebrate 100 episodes ago. We covered Kirby Planet Robobot.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I intended to use a Kirby game 100 episodes after Planet Robobot. The reason I used Kirby Star Allies 3 weeks ago is because I'm shitty at math.
Yeah, remarkably inconsequential. Like it just comes up.
Now, I want to go back to something though. You know, we get into like things like dream casting a lot. Can we get into dream food pyramiding? I would really like to do that. Can we all take turns go with our dream food pyramids of video game music?
Yeah, I mean, are you
What?
kidding? Like, gladly.
I mean, at first I was
Given
gonna say,
it helps that the food pyramid is bullshit. So, like, yeah, we can food pyramid anything you want, baby.
at first I was gonna say like, Johnny, why are you trying to derail this discussion? And then I thought, wait, we're discussing the food pyramid and Kirby. No, that tracks. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Kirby likes food and pyramids.
Famously,
That's
Kirby takes place in a lot of pyramids.
Oh
I
yeah.
was gonna say, does he like pyramids?
Yeah.
David, actually, that's a question for you. Think of pyramid levels in Kirby and speak on that.
I'm sure there's a pyramid level somewhere. I
I
mean,
feel like somehow sand and Kirby just doesn't mix.
no,
Yeah,
there are desert levels in Kirby.
I hate when I
Just
get
not-
sand on my Kirby, man. That's the worst.
Exactly. Like, because I feel like Kirby's like, nobody knows what he is. He's not a fucking like any earthly creature. Like, I feel like Kirby is made of bubble gum. So if
No,
you
he's
put him
not,
in
though.
sand, he's just
I hate-
ruined.
I hate
It's-
sand. It's
'cause-
coarse. It's rough. It gets everywhere. Hi.
God, just imagine if Anakin, right before slaughtering all those Tusken Raiders, he fucking, like we need to edit that fucking clip where the Kirby high comes with him deploying the lightsaber. That's a fucking million YouTube views waiting to happen.
No, see, just imagine Kirby inhales Anakin, gets his angst, and then slaughters the Tusken Raiders.
God, yeah,
So it's
okay.
Kirby with like the Padawan rat tail and a lightsaber, just mercilessly killing people.
Oh goodness, see, we could go down this horrifying rabbit hole for a long time. Like, what power does Kirby get by inhaling various Star Wars characters?
Oh man, that's my jam.
That's Jesse's time to shine, baby. However,
Oh.
David, I think you want to say something about this Clay Kirby.
I was gonna say, it's like none of this has anything to do with Rainbow Curse. This game was fun. It came out on the Wii U, so of course a lot of people played it because Wii U owners were starved for content. It was basically a sequel to Canvas Curse from the DS, and that was one of the few things that annoyed me about this game. Is it's an HD Kirby game that uses like a claymation art style, so it's
Pretty cool.
absolutely beautiful and gorgeous, but you use the touchscreen to control. because you don't actually control Kirby. You instead control a magic rainbow paintbrush. So you
Right.
make like lines for Kirby to kind of roll on and everything. So you have this HD amazing art style Kirby, but your attention is focused on the gamepad. So you don't really get to look at the television to appreciate it.
Yeah, that seems to be one of like the inherent flaws of the Wii U. Like, you do all these fun things with the gamepad, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I like the early ideas like of asymmetrical gameplay and looking at the gamepad and looking away from the TV, but then it's like, no, having a controller that you have to look at sucks ass. Like,
I mean, it's a good idea if you take occasional glances, like if it has a map screen or something like that. But when the entire game is controlled on it, it doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
But it was still a fun game. And unlike most Kirby games, you don't actually get copy power-ups. There are 3 power-ups that you get that are tied to specific stages where Kirby will turn into a tank, a submarine, or a rocket. So you get to be fucking Rocket Kirby, like blasting around in stages, and it's a lot of fun because it's like that super old school like 50s retro rocket where he's got that giant like cigar shape with the little tail fins and everything, but then Kirby's face right on the end, and it's precious. It's adorable.
Oh, little cute little murder weapon. Oh.
Yeah,
So good.
basically. I mean, that describes Kirby in a nutshell.
so much Kirby.
But yeah, this was a really fun game, and I
Mini
enjoyed the
games
hell
on the
of
Wii
it.
U were really fun, but man, it sucks. This seems like one of the ones that is stuck on that system. Like, how the fuck can you possibly make this one again?
I mean, you could technically do it on Switch, but like handheld mode only.
Yeah, gross. Exclusively for Switch Lite. Nope.
Which is the opposite of Super Mario Galaxy on Switch. It's like, hey, you can play Super Mario Galaxy. Just use motion controls for the pointer. Or in handheld mode, the touchscreen. Like, yeah, no.
No thanks.
That's a horrible idea.
Because I love doing complicated Mario platforming and then taking one of my thumbs off the joystick to touch the screen to collect some star bits. It works great.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I love? I love when
best.
half of my view of the screen is blocked by my finger and fist. That's great.
That's the problem with that. Ultimately, I mean, there were so few Wii U games that even use the touchscreen in effective ways. But like, my fat fucking fingers get in the way of everything. Like, I literally had to get a refund on a couple of PlayStation 4 games because they didn't include a way to turn off the there's that touchpad in the middle of a PS4 controller. Like, I can't play a fighting game on that if that touchpad is going to cause me to take a screenshot or like open a menu at all. So like, my fat fucking fingers just always get in the way of these things. So yeah, big touchscreen in the middle of your controller doesn't work for me. Like, it's so cool in theory.
Oh,
So bad in like actual implementation. Like, just no.
Shout
And a
out to
fight
Silver. Yeah. Shout out to Silver Nova in the chat for reminding me. Because you collect like stars in this game, and the big collectible thing is once you get stars, you can unlock music tracks. So like half of the soundtrack was remixes of classic Kirby songs, and that was like your collectible. So your goal to like 100% this game was to go through and collect shit so that you could listen to remixes of Kirby music.
Okay, well, that actually is awesome because that's right up our alley. Because guys, we are a video game music podcast. No matter what anybody tries to tell us, we are a video game music podcast. So that sounds great.
Which is why I was curious to see Johnny's reaction, because that second song is a remix of Koo's theme from Kirby's Dream Land.
Which is why my
Who-
answer was
Ku Yoshiro?
Koo Kachu.
Oh, that is that reference. You know what, Johnny? You're correct. Johnny gets a point.
Yeah.
That's the latest like extra point of all time.
And hopefully that doesn't come and bite anyone in the ass.
Oh please, no! It's Johnny's week to win. David, this game sounds horribly
Wait, is it?
fantastic, like all Wii U games.
Fuck that.
Is there anything else on Kirby and his Rainbow Curse? Like,
I mean, there's a lot because we didn't
Canvas
really talk
to
about the game,
Rainbow.
but
why to go canvas to rainbow? But then he's made of clay. Like, is a line that you can draw in rainbow such a curse? It sounds delightful to me. I don't understand it.
it all ties into the plot of the game, which I have forgotten at this point.
That's good.
There is like a magical sprite fairy who becomes a paintbrush that paints a rainbow line that guides you.
What a curse!
Yeah, it was terrible.
Right, yeah. See, the rainbow line doesn't seem like much of a curse, but I'm sure inevitably the rainbow line leads to some hideous fucking Kirby Cthulhu claymation thing, because that's how Kirby games go. So
God, I'm trying to think. I don't even remember who the final boss of the game was, but I'm
Yeah.
sure it was some eldritch horror.
right, yeah, just some man who created his own reality because he couldn't deal with the death of his daughter or some crazy shit like that. Kirby games, man, what the fuck?
That's my favorite part of every Kirby game is the end.
It's finding out what horrifying thing is
Yeah.
underlying the whole fucking game. Like that's the beauty of Kirby games. Delightful kids games. If you go all the way, you can find out something horrible.
I still think the best is Mark's. Like, oh, here's this cute little cartoon jester, and then he rips himself in half to form a black hole. Like,
Oh,
what the fuck?
I
I
love
forget about that
I love it.
every time he shows up on GTT radio. I'm like, oh, I forgot that I programmed that GIF of Marks to show up on GTT radio. What a horrifying fucking thing he is. Good God.
Rainbow Curse was a super fun game, and Rocket Kirby should make a comeback.
I agree. I fully agree.
Game 3.
No fucking segue. All right, guys. So trivia for this game is a little bit tricky to find, so I apologize if this is not completely accurate trivia. I challenge you to Google and find more accurate trivia. I fucking dare you. This game boasts 25 boss battles packed into 7 stages and can be completed in roughly 1 hour. All right, guys, how you feeling?
I am feeling great about my answer.
Oh, okay, good. Specifically about your answer.
Yeah, that's not what John asked. He asked how you feeling.
Right. Yeah. No. Doesn't matter what your answer is. We're all feeling fantastic. I want to thank our requester on this one. Thank you very much, Muddle Madness, Patreon super fan tier, absurd fan Muddle Madness, for this fantastic request. Guys, let's see it. Oh, man. Johnny has the best answer possible. He says 1 hour boss rush starring Pepsi Man. You know, oh, God, I wish I was drinking some Pepsis tonight. Jesse says 25/7. Is that Kingdom Hearts sequel that I wasn't aware of? And David has the St. Patrick's Day dick. Hold on, David. Bring that back. Don't erase it. I want to see it. And also take a picture of that and put it in Discord, because that's going to become a new emote.
David,
I was about to say, I'm posting it to the Discord.
David, scoot to your right a little bit. Just a little bit. Little right.
Let's get that nice and framed up there, David.
There you go. Now it's framed up perfect for our viewers.
Mork, you're here. Invert that and post it as an emote. There we go. David's got a cilantro dick with a lot of stuff going on there. No, everybody's wrong, sadly. No, this is a game that, man, it is incredibly hard to look up information on this game because it just wants to talk about the first game. This is a sequel to a fantastic game. This is Bleed 2.
I've never played any
Oh.
Bleed game I know nothing about.
Of course
Right.
not. Who's played Bleed or Bleed 2?
I mean, I've done those things.
How you just gonna call the game Bleed 2 and not add a colon and a silly subtitle? Yeah, you can't just call a game Bleed 2.
Electric
They did
Boogaloo.
Electric
Bleed
Bleed-galoo.
2. Ain't got time to bleed.
2 Bleed, 2 Furious.
Bleed 2, the one on a boat.
I mean, seriously, this is going to be the whole segment now. Bleed 2, When Nature Calls.
Bleed 2, the artery strikes back.
Bleed 2, Bleed Harder.
Bleed 2, the Lost World.
Bleed 2 in the Temple of Doom.
These are all very good entries. Fucking, I'm trying to think
Bleed
of like
2. The sequel being Back to the Future 2.
I mean, did you just kill the joke, man? Like, what are you doing here?
Plus, David, that would have been Bleed Part 2.
Bleed Part
Oh, I'm
2.
sorry, Bleed Part 2.
My
Bleed,
God.
Bleed 2 Attack of the Clones.
Oh man, there should be clones in this game. That's a pretty good, Oh, just Bleed Reloaded.
Yeah.
Bleed 2, First Blood.
No, Johnny, no. See, that's the beauty of it. It would have been Bleed First Blood Part 2.
Oh, damn it. You're right.
Yeah. Anyway,
trying to think
Bleed
of-
2 The Road Warrior.
yeah. Oh, damn.
Bleed 2000?
That's pretty good. Is that you take the Blues Brothers?
Blues Brothers 2000.
Just take Bleed and add John Goodman to it.
I mean,
Oh,
I
no.
feel like John Goodman should be in a movie called Bleed. Like, John Goodman, period.
It
should
sounds like
get
a
more
Coen
work.
Brothers movie. So, like,
Yeah,
it's right
exactly.
there. I feel like I could start talking about this game, what little I know about it, or we could just keep going with the sequel stuff because I'm actually having more fun doing that.
Bleed 2, The Winter Soldier.
Bleed 2, Simba's Pride.
Bleed 2, The Return of Jafar.
Yes.
Now we're getting it. Now we figured it out. We cracked it.
Yeah. Bleed 2, straight to DVD sequel.
Bleed 2.
An extremely bleed.
An extremely
Bleed 2, Five Goes West.
Oh no.
Bleed 2 The Two Towers.
Bleed 2, The Great Valley Adventure. Yeah, anyway.
Bleed 2 Goes to Japan.
Oh god. Bleed no,
Bleed
see
2,
there's
Age of Ultron.
I'm
Ultron
just
showing up
thinking,
in
like,
Bleed.
are we restricted by things that have 2 in the title, or can we just start naming sequels? Because, like, yeah, Escape from Bleed, and then
Bleed
you know,
2, King of the Monsters.
yeah.
All right.
Oh Lord.
I think we've run this bit into the ground.
I feel like we can keep going, but no.
Come on. It's Bleed 2, and it's on like a bus, and it's really fast.
Oh, Bleed 2, Cruise Control.
Yeah, there you go.
Motherfucker. That's. Oh man.
Okay,
Wait, isn't that the one I said that it was Bleed 2, but this time it's on a boat? Like that was that was my speed reference, guys.
Yeah, but you were supposed to say the actual title,
I
John.
couldn't remember it.
I'm sorry,
Anyway.
I got one more.
Plus, boats
Battle
don't have
for the
cruise
Planet
control.
of the Bleed.
Oh man, yeah. Okay, hold on. That resets the whole thing. That's a good idea.
No,
man.
it does not reset the whole thing. We're done.
I feel like it kind of does, man, because we're only doing movie sequels, but we could be saying game sequels. So like Bleed 2, Adventure of Bleed.
Bleed 2, but it's actually Doki Doki Bleed.
Yeah, exactly. Doki Doki Bleed.
Final Fantasy Mystic Bleed.
Bleed 2: The Adventure of Bleed.
I already said that.
Yeah,
That's the
that was
first
the
one I
first
said.
I'm
Alright.
sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Bleed 2: The New Colossus. Bleed 2: Among Thieves.
Bleed 2: Return of Bleed.
Bleed 2, but it's just Soul Calibur 2, and it's a really great game.
Bleed Prime 2.
God, yeah. Oh, Bleed Prime. That's the game we're really waiting for at this point. All right, so honestly, guys, I don't know a fucking thing about this game.
Do you like shoot
Muddle
stuff?
requested this for the radio months ago, and the soundtrack is dope. So dope that it even features a remix of the DuckTales Moon theme. That's how fucking
What?
dope this fucking
What?
soundtrack is.
Wow.
Go to GTT Radio and request Bleed Moon. And you
God,
get
just like how we should have been paying attention to what Jesse was streaming, we should have paid attention to what got added to GTT Radio.
I mean, I'm in GTT Radio all day, every day, and I so I've known about that. It's like, I'm sorry. So like, if I type in song request DuckTales Moon theme, I now get the Bleed 2 version. Okay, but honestly, it's a run and gun game with like a cool purple-haired superhero girl. She's you shoot stuff. It seems to be eventually referencing like some Contra shit. Like she's definitely flying on the back of like missiles in a level. She has a rocket launcher. But honestly, no, this game has a dope soundtrack and a bland title, a bleed title, as it were. And seriously,
Are we going?
try.
Are we going all Smurf with Bleed now? Are we just saying Bleed?
We
for
are
everything?
now, yeah. Everything is bleed. Every fucking adjective that I could use to describe this fucking game somehow is bleed. God. Point is, seriously, I challenge anyone to use just Googling the phrase "Bleed 2 game" and find fucking convincing, like, better trivia than what I've got, because like. That shit was impossible to find. Apparently, this game just doesn't exist to some people. It exists to me, baby, because it's got a dope soundtrack and it's on GTT Radio and it's got a silly title. Johnny, let's move on.
Game 4.
Shit. All right, guys. So, although this game was released exclusively on a Nintendo platform, it draws most of its inspiration from the MSX edition of the original game. Guys, how you feeling?
Great.
That seems to be the appropriate level of enthusiasm for this game.
Okay.
Johnny, it's pretty low effort penis you got there. Sad, just sad.
I've heard that so many times outside this show.
All right, David says Cyber Shadow, sadly incorrect. Jesse says Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. A solid guess, given that it's involving rockets and MSX games. But no, sadly, Jesse is incorrect.
Oh.
No, sorry, guys. David, would it help if I told you this is the last game in this series?
Oh, no.
What if I told you this game was released for WiiWare exclusively?
Castlevania The Adventure?
Yes, David,
Rebirth?
there have been no Castlevania games in the last 12 years. Thank you. Jesse, last chance for a redemption point.
Okay, MSX. Oh boy.
It's over. It's okay, guys.
Gradius.
You're not meant to, know or care about this game. It's Gradius Rebirth.
I said Gradius.
There's been Gradius games since this.
If you said, I'm sorry, Jesse, if you said Gradius in that mumbling, thing you just said, and if I can prove that in podcast form, yes, I will retroactively give you a point and edit in your win.
Cool.
He did say
To be
Gradius.
fair, I did
He is
hear him say
quiet,
Gradius.
But he did say Gradius.
I can't hear a fucking thing he's saying.
I think it's the Guinness. Honestly.
Speak with enthusiasm. I'm gonna chug a 4
Gradius!
guys. Yeah. Gradius Afterbirth Plus.
No,
No.
that's not it. that's bleed after.
Yeah, Bleed 4.
Can we change all
no.
our game sounds to just say Bleed 4?
We no longer play games. We play new Bleeds. That that's
I
one
like
of the
the idea that we
Twilight
changed
sequels. New
just-
Bleed.
We changed just game 4 to Bleed 4. All the others stay the same.
And it's me going, Bleed! Yes. Must have.
So
Anyway,
I this soundtrack really threw me off because it sounds like an old Konami arcade game with
Right.
that it's got that classic like boop, 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 boop sound that like
Johnny, are you familiar with the Gradius series?
well observed, John. You're super on the right track.
So
if only you had thought that through, and instead of drawing a smiling penis, like, are you kidding me, John?
I am not familiar with
Yeah.
the Gradius series.
But I mean, instead of drawing a smiling penis, knowing that it sounds like an old Konami arcade game, you didn't even think to venture a guess. You just penis.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fair enough, John.
That's kind of like saying like, wow, this has a real like sprawling Super Nintendo RPG flavor to it. I'm gonna guess a penis instead of Final Fantasy.
Right.
You know what they say: if you don't know it, blow it.
Exactly. That's Johnny's philosophy in life, baby.
Boy, do I blow it.
Blown so many things I don't know.
Gulp, gulp, gulp.
My nickname's Blowing Johnny.
I mean, you at least get the name and dinner first.
Blowing Johnny.
It's the return of Blowing Johnny, the
Yeah.
official, anointing of him. There he is, our patron saint, Blowing Johnny. I'm
back, baby. I know I've been on a hiatus with Paper Cut for quite a few years, but Blow Johnny is returning. It's gonna be glorious. He's coming on stage again.
Now, I just
Oh,
want to
Lord.
confirm, Blowing Johnny, you're back, not you're in back, right? Because that's a very important distinction.
No, Blowing Johnny was my stage name when I was in that band Paper Cut, and
Oh,
and
Yes,
he's
I'm
back.
aware. I was making a butt sex joke.
as per the style at the time.
So
Guys.
Gradius Rebirth,
Yeah,
John.
what's happening right now?
Gradius Rebirth. Tell us about it.
Afterbirth.
There's
No,
so,
not Afterburner.
That's the beauty of it. There's so little to say about Gradius Rebirth. Like, it's just, it's a WiiWare game. I mostly wanted to use it as an excuse to just kind of lament the fact that, like, man, WiiWare, they really botched that up and didn't fucking like port any of those things forward. I would like to play some of these games again, but I fucking can't because I didn't download them at the time. Talking about that FOMO, I've got full blown.
Womo?
So if it's fear of missing out, what's confirmation of missing out? Como? Yeah,
Como.
I got full blown Como on these Konami Rebirth games.
That is taking us into some topical areas I do not feel comfortable getting into.
I didn't say Cuomo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got full blown Rivers Como.
I thought that was
Yeah.
when you are asleep and can't wake up.
Oh man,
No, that's
talking about.
Como.
No, you're thinking of Coma,
Oh.
yeah.
Como is that weird drug they made up in that book, Brave New World.
Johnny, none of us
Are
read
you
that when we were
serious? Are you
supposed
fucking
to in
serious?
high school.
You guys don't remember Soma? All right, fine.
No. We were all supposed to read Brave New World in high school, and literally none of us did.
Yeah,
You were
did
the
you
only
know
person
in
who
high
did the
school,
assigned
John?
reading.
You think I read Brave New World?
I actually didn't get assigned that one. I read that one for fun.
Did you even think that I watched the Brave New World that came out on Peacock this year?
Ooh, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, it did, John.
If it happens, on
I didn't
Peacock,
watch it.
You know.
God damn, John. Like,
God, remember when they made a movie version of The Giver?
Oh yeah,
I
saw
love that movie. Jeff Bridges. Yeah, I'd let him give it to me. The ability to see color is what I'm talking about.
I mean, Are we talking Jeff Bridges or are we talking digitally de-aged Clue Jeff Bridges from Tron Legacy? Because there's actually not that much difference between the two of them.
I would let Iron Man, bald Obadiah Stane, Jeff Bridges give me the business anytime.
But only
honestly,
if he does it while he's on the Segway.
I mean, honestly, we all love Jeff Bridges just fine. Lebowski's legendary. Lebowski has been surpassed, in my opinion, by Obadiah Stane, and it's a goddamn shame that both of them are only in one movie. I mean, it's what a fucking performance that is.
I legitimately can't wait for you to edit this podcast and get to the Gradius Rebirth section where we're talking about which version of Jeff Bridges do we want to have sex with.
Oh,
I mean, okay, I will tie it in to fucking Gradius by doing
Please
Jeff
do.
Bridges. By doing one Jeff Bridges Iron Man quote that has no connection to the game whatsoever, and then we're moving the fuck on. Because seriously, I chose this because I don't think of themes with a game in mind. I just choose things and do them. And so, yeah, I end up on Gradius Rebirth. It's a perfectly fine game. It's a fun side-scrolling shooter. And Vic Viper built this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Well,
Game
sir,
5.
I'm not Vic Viper.
all right, guys, we're doing something a little different this week.
Why'd you play the Game 5 sound if you still have stuff to explain, John?
It's just to
Wait, I
end.
thought
just,
we were still going to
just
talk about the Gradius Rebirth.
I just wanted to
No, I
end
told you
Gradius
we're not going to
Rebirth.
do that. I was going to do the Obadiah Stane quote. We were going to move on.
There's one. There's two in.
What is this sound?
That one. Triple play.
Johnny, you got to work on this. What is going on right now?
That's me just interrupting you guys. We're doing a new segment this week. It's called Triple Play, title not final.
No, hold on. A new
Yeah, we didn't
segment?
vote on this.
Yeah,
A new segment?
a
John?
new concept, a new segment. Instead of me bringing one game, I'm bringing 3 games. Each
9
with-
songs.
Each
no.
each with only one song. And
Dude, should I explain what you're about to do?
yes, you go ahead and explain. it,
Okay,
John.
Please.
guys.
Yes,
Save him.
Johnny is bringing a brand new segment. John, please explain for him what he's
Fucking
doing.
killing me, John. God, I built this segment in a cave with a box of scraps.
John with
You
the
know-
tag.
Sometimes you reach a point where the phrase clusterfuck just isn't enough.
I sometimes forget that I should, really bet on myself in terms of presentation of this show. So here's the thing, guys. A couple of weeks ago, we had a fantastic guest on the show, T.L. Foster. What a guy he was. He does a fantastic Macho Man impression, and he clearly misunderstood the objective of the show. This show has classically been pick 3 songs from one game, and we guessed one game based on 3 songs. TL chose 3 different games with 1 song apiece. And quite frankly, in episode 237 of a show, it was a refreshing change of pace. So we decided, instead of roasting our guest, to honor our guest by every now and then, when we feel like it, deploying a new segment in which we play 1 song from 3 games and discuss each of those things briefly. We have not come up with a name for this segment, but Johnny has decided this is the week he wants to deploy this new segment.
Mm-hmm.
Is that about it, John?
That's about it.
All right, guys.
All right,
so,
now just say what he said, Johnny, and then
yeah,
Okay,
I'm
good
editing
deal.
all this out
Ah, shit.
We'll fix it in post.
it's your turn. Go.
in a cave with a box of scraps.
All
I
right,
wish
guys.
I was
So as
wearing a tie.
you may
I wish
recall,
we had that on the soundboard.
It's going on there.
as you may recall, 2 weeks ago, T.L. Foster came on the show, and he clearly misunderstood the concept of the show. Instead of bringing 3 songs from one game, he brought 3 games, each with 1 song. Instead of roasting him, we decided that we're going to actually honor him because 237 episodes into the show, that was a refreshing change of pace. So this week, I'm deploying a brand new segment that I'm going to be calling the Triple Play Title Not Final.
I like that name, though.
So,
Eh.
so with that. So
I'm still
gonna
on the title, not
I'm gonna play the
final,
sound again,
not
and
the
you
rest.
can edit this all together and flow smoothly.
There's one. There's two in. How about that one? Triple play.
Wow, what a sound!
Oh shit.
Off to a great start.
Here we go.
All right, so Johnny, do you have a trivia thing prepared for this?
I do. One of the game developers is a diehard fan of a particular sports franchise, and he admitted in the game that when you play their rival, that they get handicapped and have their stats brought down.
Oh, word.
All right.
Johnny, real quick, this is all being edited out. Did you input these games anywhere in the scorekeeper?
Oh crap! No.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I'll handle it.
Okay.
Just give John the points.
All right. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Jesse says, so David says something Toe Jam and Earl, which is incorrect. Jesse is close enough, and John has NBA Jam. This is NBA Jam. I've given you both the points with for Jesse and his scribbles for the Sega Genesis. And yeah, one of the developers was a diehard Pistons fan. And if it's rigged against the Chicago Bulls, so if you play as the Pistons and you play the Chicago Bulls, or if you're playing the Chicago Bulls who play against the Pistons, either way, the Chicago Bulls stats get dropped, and they will miss all last-minute shots or last-second shots.
What?
Yeah, if you try to take a last-second shot at the end of quarter, halftime, end of game, whatever, you will always miss if you're playing as the Bulls.
Okay, that's kind of fucked up.
Okay,
Like,
can
hold
Has
on.
anyone tested that?
I think so, but David has
so
a...
fucked up.
Yeah, can I ask a question as the resident non-basketball fan?
Yes.
How is NBA Jam related to Rockets?
It has the Houston Rockets, David.
Yeah.
Okay,
Come
thank
on.
you.
Come
Thank
on,
you.
David.
Thank you for clarifying to me, the resident non-basketball fan.
I don't watch
I feel
basketball
like-
either.
I feel like still somewhere in your head, Houston Rockets has to take up some amount of space. I mean, David, these guys won back-to-back championships in the 90s.
You know, considering I was born and raised in Florida and currently live in Illinois, Texas sports teams does not
National
really
sports
occupy.
teams. It's a National Basketball Association, David. There's only one.
I remember that,
Nationwide.
they had that large
so-
Chinese dude on that team.
Yeah, that was years later. That was way late.
I had to Google. I had the idea of like, oh, NBA Jam, oh, Houston Rockets, that'd be funny. Wait, how long have they been a team? Were they like
God.
were they in this game?
Yes, of course.
They've been around since the late '60s. They were the San Diego.
Yeah, of
Rockets
course
in
they have.
19-
Houston's had a team for a long time. Jeez, guys.
So
Yeah.
honestly, if this game had been brought, I'd be Googling fiercely the whole time. Were the Houston Rockets a team in 1995?
Actually, now that I think about it, that does make a ton of sense considering Houston was like one of the NASA headquarters.
That's the whole idea behind the name, David. Yes, you know, Houston, we have a problem. Granted,
Yeah,
they
it
didn't
makes
have a
sense
problem
now.
in 1994 and 1995 when they won back-to-back NBA championships, David. Come on.
Well, maybe I just blocked this game out because of the obvious Chicago bias.
I mean, no, it's not. That's an anti-Chicago bias,
Yeah.
which was already a thing because Jordan wasn't even in the game. Like,
There were two things I was so disappointed with when I played this game back in the day. No Jordan, no Shaquille O'Neal. And I don't care that Shaquille O'Neal wasn't in the right position for this game. I don't give a shit. I wanted to play as Shaq. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I mean, I believe that like maybe the original NBA Jam still had Barkley, but it feels like Barkley, Shaq, and Jordan were the ones that were always caught up in some kind of dispute and were like trying to make their own games and not showing up and shit like this. And it's like, no. Where is Shaq? I would like to see the Shaq.
Shaq Fu.
I wrote so
I'm
many
sorry,
letters to
I-
Midway.
Yeah, exactly. He had to venture off and do Shaq Fu like a fucking asshole.
I'm sorry I didn't play much NBA Jam. I was busy playing Chaos in the Windy City.
Exactly.
David,
Or shut up and jam.
the true Bulls fan, played the true Bulls game. Chaos
David's been a
Windy City.
diehard Chicago fan for years. That's why he
Yeah.
strictly plays Windy City. Jesus.
Yeah, that's why he didn't play NBA Jam. If Jordan's not in it, David wants nothing to do with it.
David
could you
sides with the non-players association players all the time. He's very anti-union.
God, could you imagine if there was like a specific Chicago Cubs baseball game where just like every year it's a shitty ass baseball game?
That's most fucking sports games featuring the Chicago Cubs, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they've been terrible for a long time until they won that one World Series.
Wait, they actually won one? I missed that.
did.
Yeah,
They did,
did.
yeah.
That's right.
Oh.
Okay. Wow.
My city basically rioted and set itself on fire.
Oh, that happens in
appropriate,
every
man.
city.
It
Well,
had
yeah,
been
that's right.
over 100 years, David.
Yeah.
Like,
Did they kill that
Over
goat?
100.
Did they find
Oh,
like a goat
I-
to kill or
oh,
something?
they
I just-
preserved it. Actually, they left it alive from like 1908, and then they finally killed it in 2017. It was crazy.
Whoa.
I distinctly remember the night the Cubs won the World Series. Both Johnny and John, you guys were telling me like, "Oh, you need to go out and celebrate with people." And then I sent you the news report of where they started knocking over traffic lights, and you're like, "Yeah, you know what? Stay at home. You're good."
No, I still encouraged you to go out, David.
Yeah,
That was
man.
It was a.
Take
you
some
should- yeah.
pictures.
You should have been part of it, dude.
I've been
Because Chicago's never gonna win another World Series. This isn't a fucking baseball game we're talking about, guys. We're talking about NBA Jam, and I want to know, Johnny. I was gonna ask you earlier. I thought, Johnny, give me your top 5 Houston Rockets, and then I remembered that in NBA Jam there's only 3. Yeah, so then I was going to ask you to give me your Mount Rushmore of Houston Rockets, and I realized that's still too many. So, Johnny, can you name a single player from the Houston Rockets?
Damn it, you had to clarify it with a single player, because if you just said name a single Houston Rocket, I was about to start dropping some NASA rockets here, like Saturn V.
I was gonna say it's like if John looked at me
Apollo
and said,
13, baby.
"Who's
But
your
no.
favorite Houston Rocket?" Saturn V,
Yeah.
obviously.
I
Duh.
believe Charles Barkley was a Houston Rocket at some
Not
point in
in-
his career.
Okay, yes, at some point in his career, you're right. He's
And
chasing that championship.
Yao Ming was a Houston Rocket.
That's true.
Yeah.
Are you doing the Mount Rushmore?
I'm doing the Mount Rushmore. So you got Yao Ming, you got Houston Rocket. I mean, you got,
Wait,
you got Yao Ming. You
That's not a person.
You got Charles
Okay.
Barkley.
Johnny, I
You got-
demand that you get your wife pregnant and name your son Houston Rocket.
Oh my God,
Like,
please.
You got the
For the
Saturn
love of
V.
God, have a child named Houston Rocket Regan.
Oh my God, that's such a dumb baller name.
That's a good name.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just move on to the next game, guys.
Yeah.
No, I want to know 2
Yeah.
more Rockets.
I mean, you've got Yao Ming, you've got Clutch the Bear, you've got
You've got a Saturn V on the Mount Rushmore, and
The Rocketeer.
yep, the Rocketeer. There you go. There's your Mount
The
Rushmore.
lack of fucking
Rockets.
Akeem Olajuwon love on this podcast is alarming to me. I'm frankly going to have to start my own
Hey.
podcast now where I discuss the Houston Rockets winning back-to-back championships.
Where
You
did-
guys fucking ashame me.
Where did
Okay.
Mutombo play?
He played in a few different places.
Okay.
I mostly remember him from the Hawks and the Nuggets, but he might have played for the Rockets at one point.
Excuse the fuck out of me for about to name dropping Moses Malone, but whatever.
Okay. God, I forgot. David has been a lifelong Moses Malone stan.
He does have it tattooed on his chest.
Exactly. Anyway, we don't have a segue sound for this, so Johnny, indicate that we're going to another game.
My man.
There it is.
All right, guys, a little piece of trivia about this. The Japanese and European versions of this game has 2 difficulty levels, but the American version has 4 difficulty levels.
Ugh. This game's hard already.
Yeah. All right, let's see some answers. So John says Sparkster, Jesse says Rocket Knight Adventures, David says Sparkster, Rocket Knight. It's Rocket Knight Adventures. I'm gonna count all this as Rocket Knight Adventures.
This game is awesome.
And he's got a rocket. So this one fits in way more than the Houston Rockets shenanigans.
Now, hold on, though, John. Listen, I didn't want to be the one to say it, but the theme was game with rockets, plural.
Oh shit.
Well, his jetpack has 2 rockets on it.
Yeah, and I'm sure at
Does
some
it?
point you fight enemies
Yeah.
with rockets or something.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, is a jetpack a rocket?
Yeah, it's 2 rockets.
Okay.
Is
I mean,
it?
I was just clarifying for myself, you know.
It's a rocket
Yeah.
you're on your back.
Rocket pack.
Rocket belt, pilot wings, baby.
Rocket Man, Elton John.
Exactly. The Rockettes. Kick line.
Rocket
I don't think they have a
Man.
video game, but just figure we're saying things.
Oh
We're
my
just saying
God, I
God.
would play the
Let's
fuck
bleed
out of
to
a
this
Rocket.
motherfucker right now.
Can you imagine a
I would-
Rocket video game where it's just B for left kick, A for right
It's
kick?
just a rhythm game where you're just doing a kick line.
Yeah.
I would play the fuck out of a Rocket.
Honestly, super into it.
That
And
sounds
even
great.
more so if you could play a Rockettes rhythm game with 2 Wii remotes by doing the fucking Benny and June.
See, for some reason, I was imagining a Rockets game being on the NES, and like it's just having like really shitty sprites of kicking legs
4
as like
frames.
as like a cutscene, and then the majority of the game was you doing completely unrelated platforming challenges.
Yes, exactly. It's Kabuki Quantum Fighter reskin, but you're playing as one of the Rockettes, and every now and then you see a kick line.
It'd
Does
be
it make
like
sense?
it'd be
Doesn't
like
have to.
in a Tecmo Super Bowl during halftime when the cheerleaders do the leg kick thing. It'd be like that.
Yes. Just a mini
And then
game of
there's-
just that.
And then there's the segment where there's obviously the ice level that's based around the toy soldier dance.
Yes.
Am I the only one who has seen the Rockettes special at Radio City Music Hall?
I mean, live? Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I
there's-
have seen the Rockets live at Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
the toy soldier dance that they have that's like been a part of the show since whenever the Rockettes fucking started.
Oh, there's only one thing I remember from from that show, which were the two organists on the side, of the stage, just going to town on those giant organs, just having a great time. I was like,
Okay.
God, that's a job I want. Like those guys.
Okay, Johnny, if you went to the Rockettes at Radio City Music Hall and your takeaway was the organ players, you were paying attention to the wrong goddamn thing.
Was I? Dude, you gotta pay attention
No,
to those
you
organ
were,
players
man.
next time,
You
man.
were.
They're awesome.
Sometimes you just see an organ and you just can't look away.
Exactly.
It's like Shane Diesel.
Here's a line of like 20 women doing like face high kicks. I'm going to pay attention to this old man playing the organ. Like,
Yeah,
This
I
is the
don't think
most-
that's what you should focus on.
Because you
this
play
is
an
the most
organ with
confusing thing I've ever heard. Like, who am I supposed to make fun of here? Like, David saying you should stare at the women, or Johnny ignoring the women and staring at the organ player? Who am I supposed to grill on this? I don't understand what's happening, guys.
Next song.
I think what you should discuss is a possum in a suit of armor and a jetpack.
And he kills pigs.
Yeah, I mean that's about it, really. He's slaying pigs and flying around jetpack, and the music is awesome.
Yeah.
The game's got some pretty sweet graphical effects that
Yeah.
I enjoy. Sometimes.
Oh
I
wow, graphical effects that you enjoyed, John. Please elaborate.
on the Sega
So-
Genesis, and
So Sparkster the Rocket Knight slaying pigs. Sparkster saying "fuck the police."
Exactly. Sparkster, famously the lead singer of Body Count.
Sparkster shouting ACAP. Oh, this is what happens when we all get drunk. The show goes so off the rails.
Just imagine President George H.W. Bush denouncing Sparkster for taking off for what he has to say about killing the police.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, just imagine President George H.W. Bush as a possum wearing armor.
I mean,
yeah, I can imagine that actually.
or just Sparkster fucking up various presidents. I'd play that too.
Yeah.
God, can he travel through time and just fuck up presidents?